Coke is a drink considered by many as their favorite drink for every occasion, be it a party, a celebration, a friendly gathering, or just a sip for refreshment in the blazing heat of the summer. Coke has the entire world surrounded with its chilled, fizzy, and bubbly refreshments. Everywhere one might go, they are very likely to find numerous Coca-Cola products on every corner they turn. So, how did Coca-Cola, a product that struggled to gain any ground in its inception, turn into the giant it is in the beverage production business? Discover how a small, failed drink became a global sensation while hiding unsavory truths. How did a product almost synonymous with achievements and festivities, with its wholesome messaging, get involved with something as grave as murders and assassinations? In this video today, we will follow the journey of this beverage company from its humble, tragic beginnings to where it is now. The story starts where the formula became a fortune. Confederate Colonel John Pemberton was a war veteran of the American Civil War. During combat, he was severely injured with a saber in the Battle of Columbus, and to cope with his pain, he abused the use of morphine to the point of developing an addiction. He introduced a wine tonic to substitute morphine in the mid-1880s to aid with his morphine addiction. He was inspired by the immense success of Vin Mariani, a contemporary French Corsican coca wine, his favorite drink that he used to drink frequently, as he felt that it aided in reducing his morphine cravings because the drink included cocaine in it. He thought of an idea to create his very own wine tonic. He added African cola nuts as an additional element to his recipe, as a source of caffeine into his cocaine-infused wine tonic. He released it as Pemberton's French wine coca nerve tonic into the market. Alas, his poor advertisements and marketing strategy didn't help the drink gain a foothold in the market, and the sales were pretty dire, even as low as 9 a day. It didn't help that the medicine and drug industry was getting increasingly stricter with regulations. People were getting steadily pushed from them as most of the miraculous tonics and medicinal drinks had no remedial consequences. The industry overall was being polluted with a bad reputation all around. However, the fortune soon came in his favor as the temperance movement became strong throughout America. That, in turn, led to alcoholic drinks becoming prohibited as a result. He took swift action and capitalized on this opportunity by responding with the development of a non-alcoholic version of his wine tonic and marketed it as Coca-Cola. Since alcohol and alcoholic drinks were prohibited because of the movement, people flocked to the new and affordable drink for refreshment and rejuvenation, as it was marketed as a cure for various ailments and diseases. Its sales were bolstered even further since carbonated water and drinks being good for health were a misconception the people believed heavily at the time. The caffeine in the product helped people feel refreshed, and the cocaine acted as an element to get them addicted to it through its high. More and more people flocked to the product every day, and it grew larger and larger. John, growing older and his addiction getting stronger, was constantly pressured by financial desperation because of his habits. And taking advantage of that, Asa Candler bought the Coca-Cola company from him in the late 1880s and settled the related matters with an investment that amounted to around $2,300. After his acquisition, he started marketing the product heavily. Before his acquisition, Coke was marketed as a potion, but after he acquired it, he thought of marketing it as a refreshing and tasty drink, where he struck gold. His sole goal was to get people hooked onto it, and he spared no expense in ensuring he reached his goal. He collaborated with many pharmacies, acquired the list of their top customers, and sent coupons and free trials for the drink to get them. He pushed aggressive marketing strategies by putting up billboards and painting any unused space he could find with the logos and imagery of the brand. And he pushed it even further through collaboration with athletes and movie stars for a more significant effect. As a result, the consumer base grew more extensive than ever before and eventually reached countrywide. As the drug legislation got stricter, the pressure to remove cocaine kept increasing. Eventually, it began reducing its use heavily in 1903. By 1929, it was completely cocaine-free, eliminating all the trace levels of cocaine as they shifted to using cocaine-free coca leaves. However, Now they had pressure to find an alternative to substitute the cocaine, and this is where they substituted one white powder with another, and that white powder of choice was sugar. They started using copious amounts of sugar in their products, which helped them rebrand the beverage into the soft drink category. Coca-Cola had an image at the time of being considered a summer drink, so to aid in removal of this popular belief, it started using Santa Claus and the iconic winter holiday figures to market itself as a drink for all the seasons. It was advertised as a drink for holiday celebrations, as a drink to have with family, and since Santa has always been a popular icon for kids, this slowly started getting them into it as their favorite icon was now a mascot for the drink. This got them slowly addicted through the highly concentrated sugar content used in the products, thus acquiring a new generation of consumers and strengthening their profits further by helping them expand their reach to where it is now. It is now a company with a net worth of $256.77 billion as of February 16, 2024, with approximately 40% share in the global beverage business and a firm held in over 200 countries and territories. While they had massive success, behind the sweet bubbles of success, there were some oddities and buried bones as well. As we already know by now, Coca-Cola started as a wine tonic, but soon after, its goal slowly shifted to getting people addicted to it and preying on that addiction to reap profits. Although the cocaine was long gone by now, the addiction is still alive through highly concentrated sugar syrups. It has been proved through many research papers and tests that sugar is as addictive as a narcotic drug and invokes the same withdrawal symptoms as drugs. The symptoms include intense cravings, mood swings, anxiety, irritability, dizziness, nausea, and sleep problems, etc. Children these days seem to possess such symptoms as they've been highly addicted to Coca-Cola or similar drinks since early childhood, and Coca-Cola has spared no effort in marketing these to kids. The report titled "Marketing Coke to Kids' Broken Pledges Unhealthy Children" by Michael F. Jacobson, Ph.D., mentioned that this included involvement in family TV shows. It went on to theme parks and other venues where a large number of kids visit. Coke advertises itself on YouTube Kids that feature cartoon collaborations with characters that are explicitly aimed at children. Coke also markets itself indirectly through its logos and equity characters in stuffed toy animals, plushies, Barbie dolls primarily aimed at children, and various other tactics. A few reports suggest that Coca-Cola has also signed lucrative deals with schools to only have their products in the vending machines in the school canteens, fighting heavy bidding wars with other competitors. They've even been reported to have provided profits to the schools for doing so. In such schools, there's a very high chance for children to develop sugar addiction. As children are very hard to keep in line even with adult supervision, the problem gets even more exacerbated due to overconsumption because of the lack of adult supervision restricting product access, as mentioned in an article by Laura Riley in The Washington Post. The sugar content in Coke has also resulted in an increment in obesity rates worldwide. The number of obese and overweight people has skyrocketed, along with the rise of Coca-Cola. Since fluids don't provide the same feeling of fullness and satisfaction as solid foods, the body doesn't register liquid calories from drinks like Coke as it does from solid food, and this results in a person wanting to keep eating and drinking even after a high-calorie drink like Coke, which increases the blood sugar levels very high, and as a result, there has also been a sharp increase in the number of patients with type 2 diabetes. These correlate with increased consumption rates of high-sugar level beverages like Coca-Cola. Numerous articles and investigations point to the fact that Coca-Cola seemingly has paid and conspired to hide the adverse effects of sugar through bribery and through connections to people in power to maintain their vice grip on the people, so that they can keep earning profits through addiction. They have also been reported to fund nonsensical studies and research to further mislead their customers into believing their products are safe for daily consumption. All of this has been mentioned in detail in the article, How Coca-Cola Disguised Its Influence on Science About Sugar and Heath, on the Union of Concerned Scientists website. According to NBC News health experts, it was found that Diet Coke included an artificial sweetener, aspartame, a carcinogen, in their products, which skyrocketed the possibility of various cancers. Coke has made some efforts to use better alternatives. Coca-Cola also has the largest share among all beverage companies in producing vast amounts of plastic waste through single-use plastics. It has a substantial contribution to polluting the oceans. It has brought dire consequences to marine biomes and aquatic life in the oceans. As mentioned in the article, Unbottling the Truth, Coca-Cola's Role in Plastic Pollution by Aidan Miles Marunga. In an article titled, Coca-Cola Broken Promises on Plastic Bottles by PlasticSoupFoundation.org, it has been mentioned that they promised to use around 25% recycled plastics in its PET bottles back in 1990. And now, 3 decades later, that percentage is only around 10%. It now states that by 2030, 50% of its bottles will be made up of recycled bottles. Similarly, this has also resulted in many other environmental issues through the toxic waste every single product creates. To get rid of their toxic waste, they misled farmers in India to use that waste as fertilizer by deception. They claimed that they had scientific evidence that it was safe to use on crops, but it turned out that the waste included vast quantities of toxins like lead, cadmium, and other harmful chemicals. Among them, cadmium is considered a highly potent carcinogen. This incident resulted in the loss of many fertile areas in Kerala, and this resulted in the poor farmers having to leave behind the precious land that they had been taking care of for generations, as mentioned in an article titled Coca-Cola, Poisoning Land, Water, and People by the India Resource Center. Similarly, many areas have also seen drought and water problems as the company siphons nearby water sources to produce its beverages. It requires approximately 3 liters of water to produce a liter of Coke, so water sources near the company have been under tremendous pressure for a long time. These have resulted in water distribution problems in the vicinity of the company. This effect has been drastic in Chiapas, where water was already scarce. Coca-Cola's presence exacerbated the issue even more, as mentioned in the article, Coca-Cola, Drinking the World Dry. Coca-Cola has also been involved in unethical union-busting tactics, preventing laborers and workers from getting more pay and benefits. It was found to have been involved in bribery, threats, and coercion to the union leaders. Although evidence has been pretty spotty, the company has been rumored to have also been involved in the heinous and alarming acts and assassinations of more than 50 union leaders and people who spoke openly about their shady tactics in Colombia, as mentioned by David Bacon in his article, The Coca-Cola Killings. In conclusion, Coca-Cola, a product that many of us have fond memories of and a drink we always include in celebrations and festivities, went through its fair share of highs and lows and has reached an unprecedented height in terms of success. Still, it also has a dark past and an even darker present, one filled with addiction, conspiracies, hidden truths, shady tactics, and a massive environmental impact that may cause disasters in the future. What do you think about this two-faced nature of Coca-Cola, where, on the one hand, they promote togetherness, love, and wholesome feelings, but on the other hand, are involved in some alarming acts and shady tactics? Have any of you been personally affected by these? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.